One of my favorite things is a good weekly insert, and today I wanted to share my favorite one from Cloth and Paper, which is the Undated Vertical Weekly. And this is in the half letter size, but she does have it available in all sizes. And this layout is also very similar to the dated Vertical Weekly as well. So if you prefer a dated, that's also available. But Undated is my jam because you never know what happens or what planner you want to switch it up with. So this is the one that I always like to have. And in a half letter size, you have a lot of room to do really anything that you'd like with it. I personally think that this makes a great memory keeping layout as well if you want to do a little bit of daily journaling or stick in a cute photo. But I wanted to share with you guys how I use it for goal setting and planning. So I'm going to flip back just a little bit to one of my favorite layouts. And this is my favorite page in this layout from February, and I'll talk you through a little bit of how I went through the planning and how I use it to help me goal set and prioritize for the week. So at the beginning of every week, usually on Sunday night or sometimes on Monday, I will go through my calendar and set up my weekly spread. So here, what I would do is first fill out my priorities. And on this week, it looks like it was January 28th to February 3rd. And in that week, I was prepping for the Chicago Planner Conference. So I have my number one priority there, the Chicago Planner Conference prep. I also had to catch up on orders, and I obviously needed to clean because I was so messy. Had to clean the office, had to clean the house, stuff like that. And then I had several days off at the end of that week as just kind of prep time and stuff like that. So enjoy time off. I wanted to include a nice positive thing to remind myself that it's not always about getting things done, but also about taking care of yourself and enjoying the people and the things around you. And then I had a lot of errands to do that week, so I used this note section to check off different errands. And normally, as you saw previously, this section says notes, but you can fit like different stickers and things over it if you'd like. And yeah, so that's kind of where I start with my weekly planning. Then I take a look at all the days of the week. Since this one is undated, I would then fill out the dates right there. And you could do it a couple different ways. You could use stickers, you could however you want, but I just like to write it in with pen. And then since I do run a shop as well, I always like to separate things out with the personal and the shop related to-dos that I want to get done. And then I go through and figure out like what days I work, and then any other appointments and things that I have to do. So here you can see I have work, only 2 days that week, and then work was canceled, so that was exciting because of cold weather. And then I had like a lash appointment, a nail appointment, so I stuck that in there as well. And then that's when we get into the nitty-gritty of planning out everything that's happening in my life. So first day here, I usually do laundry on Monday, so that's a recurring task that I generally put on Monday. I had to do some phone calls and stuff like that and update my planner setup that day, so that's fun. But I also do my memory keeping on Monday, so that's usually normal stuff that's there. And then I guess I had to call some people. Who knows? I don't remember. And then what I'll go through and look at is like, let's say this day was my friend's birthday, so I have a note here to call her. There was also the Hobonichi spring release, so I wanted to put that on the day as well. And then another thing you'll see is on specific days for my shop, I always make a note to take photos. So on my days off, I'll do that because when I do work, especially from 8 to 5, I know that I don't have a lot of time or light to do things like that. Here, like I have a blog post that I tried to do but didn't. Here I was making shirts for friends for a chili cook-off at work on Sunday, so I needed to make sure I got it to them by Saturday, etc. So any time specific tasks, I'll make sure I pop that in right away. And then when it comes to all of the shop stuff and goals that I set for myself, like let's say for example here I know I had to make shirts for the chili cook-off, so by Thursday I wanted to make sure I had all the supplies for it, just as an example. But here you can kind of see how I've broken down a lot of different tasks for my shop. For example, I have pack orders through the 14th, pack orders through the 20th, so that I make sure that I am up to date on my order turnaround time. And that way, that helps me break things down into smaller chunks so that I'm not just saying this week, like, let's pack 100 orders or whatever. I can say, like, hey, pack 20 today, pack 20 on this day, and pack 5 on this day because I have work, or whatever the case may be. So that's a brief overview of how I use these weekly inserts to goal set and plan my life. Sometimes I'm a little bit ambitious and I don't get everything done, but that's okay. You know, at least you've set these goals. So like you'll see here, pack orders through the 14th, the 17th, the 20th, the 27th, and that's quite a bit of orders to get through in 1 week. So that's just an example of how I'll break down the bigger to-dos into smaller chunks over the period of a week with, you know, my personal life things so that I know how much time I have to get it done. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll just kind of flip through some of my other days. Like you can see here, this week I slept a lot. This was the Chicago Planner Conference day, and there's just a lot of fun ways that you can use this. Like this one's so pretty too. It's so minimal, and I don't know if I even ever shared it, but I didn't get a lot of things done that week because I was just tired and busy from work, but still, it's all here, and you can use it any way you like. It can be simple, it can be full, it can be decorative, and that's why I think this insert is fantastic. And yeah, I hope it helped to see it in action, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.